And in fact, that also almost concludes the day. And I really, in concluding, would just like to share a few very, very brief reflections. But I do think throughout the day and the way that some of the speakers used the technology and did so in real time, think back to Leonardo DiCaprio, who was talking to us earlier today, a fake one, obviously, and how they told us that they had, fabricated this in some 5 minutes or so with open source and openly available apps that anyone can access. So I do think that, in combination with what the first keynote speaker said about how in 2022, 80% of internet traffic is going to be video-based. And I do think that gives us a sense, at least, of the scale of the issue that deepfakes and the issue of trust will bring. The potential that deepfakes have to undermine and erode trust is rather significant. And indeed, I have to say, when we first came up with the topic of deepfakes and discussed it internally, I thought it is rather technical and quite specific, and I wasn't quite sure it could carry the day. But the Security and Technology program and our discussions today have clearly proved me wrong on that. I think we had a dense day of discussions. There is so much, I think, that we opened up touching on deepfakes, and again the potential to corrode and erode trust and communications in the digital ecosystem, I think, has become very, very clear, and with it, of course, the geopolitical implications and ramifications that this could have. So for me, that's one main takeaway from our discussions today. At the same time, we've seen there are solutions, and while there may not be a quick fix or a panacea, there clearly are solutions, but it's going to be a rather complex puzzle going forward. We will need comprehensive, multilateral, multi-actor, and multimodal approaches. And as I said earlier, one recurrent theme throughout the day has been the importance of the role of education, media literacy, and capacity building in this regard. And I think also for UNIDIR, this is something to take back and continue working on how can this be delivered globally and in an inclusive manner. Clearly, if we're to tackle the risks that result from deep fakes more generally, then we need to go beyond the conventional models of governance. And again, I think there's a lot of homework for all of us to be done. As we said earlier when we opened the day, the innovations dialogue really means to start the discussion. It is hopefully part of the wider media literacy discussion that we all should have. And I think in this regard, the discussions I've seen today have been extremely inspiring, but a lot of work still needs to be done. Now, on that basis and against that backdrop, I would like to extend a very warm thank you to all of our speakers today for truly engaging and stimulating presentations that we've seen. I would like to thank our audience, of course, for the many excellent questions that we've been receiving online. Deep fakes certainly is a hot topic from all the interaction that we've seen digitally today. Of course, I would also like to thank my colleagues, the Security and Technology program, who've put all of this together and made an excellent day, I think. And of course, last but not least, again, extend our gratitude to our donors, without whom we would not have been able to deliver this conference to you. We very much hope to see you again soon. Our cyber stability conference is upcoming later this fall, as is our outer space security conference. And clearly, we're planning to having another innovations dialogue next year, and we look forward to seeing you again there. Thank you very much, and all the best.